'08 crisis really dented confidence in the markets. And we know that there's some private companies that shied away from listing on the NSE. Because diversity of the exchange is such a key issue, and we'll address that in some detail as we go through this panel discussion. What is the exchange doing to woo more of these companies onto the exchange?
It's like the iceberg. You don't know what's under that has made it, come on top. And also with Niger-Delta Exploration, who we're also talking towards listing. Two things are very important in listing to the issuer. And they're totally different from the issues that the investor has from listing. Number one, the issuer wants a very, very, very good valuation for his companies. And he has expectations as to what he thinks the company is doing or will do in future. The investor on the other side also has his own perspective towards what the valuation of the issuer should be. So you find out that the issuer is on this side, the investor is on this side. Now, for you to see listings happen, the two have to come to middle ground. And this is typically what the price should be, because once you have a perspective about the valuation or pricing of an issue, if they don't come to do a transaction, then there is no pricing. And the pricing that transaction is done is actually the correct price. Because then, the two have looked at themselves and said, well, we'll agree that this will be the price. Now, for the exchange, within the context of what we do or what we're trying to do is that we're trying to put the infrastructure and the structure in place for the issuers to be able to come and conveniently list, and for the investor to come and conveniently invest in a transparent market. And that's all we've been trying to do. Now, in terms of getting them and getting the companies to convince them to come to the market, one of the things that we have done in the exchange over the last 3 years is that we created a business development department within the exchange or division. Now, their sole job is to actually go out there, meet companies, and sell the pitch towards the idea about listing and the benefits of having to list in an exchange like the stock exchange. The other side of it is also we do road shows to the investor community and have seminars in trying to get them to understand what the exchange is doing to bring those issuers. Now, it's been very difficult, no doubt. The process towards listing from start to finish is the quickest you can ever do it is probably between 3 and 4 years. Certain things have to be put in place. So the cost of governance is also very important to look at. So companies look at governance from just thinking that is ticking the box and say, I have these board committees and I put in the independence, he's my cousin, he doesn't own shares. That's not it. There is a huge effort that companies make to actually make themselves ready for listing. And sometimes the key issue towards companies getting listed is that the issuer has to have the willingness to actually come to the market. So it's not just being convinced and being told about the benefits. If he doesn't have that willingness to come to the market, it's going to be a very difficult journey.
What factors help put the Seplat story, what helped you put it together very well?
Let me say that as an entrepreneur, when you start your business, you need to decide from the beginning whether you want to build an institution or you just want a business that will provide money for you. If you don't want to build an institution that will long last, then most of the times you will use that jet plane as your personal, item. Yeah. Seplat started off by determining to build an institution. The MD, the CEO, the chairman, moral and prom, the people that started the business started off by saying that we will build an institution. Yeah. I said that's the first step. Yeah. But to build an institution and to build it to come to the stock exchange, you must demonstrate some qualities. You must demonstrate growth. And Seplat demonstrated growth by building a strong technical team, that was able to move the production from about 14,000 barrels of oil per day at inception, about 3-4 years ago, so 65,000 barrels of oil per day. So you demonstrate growth. You also demonstrate capability in terms of health, safety, environment, and security. Yeah, Seplat has never had any security incident since inception. Yeah, you demonstrate capability in terms of working with the communities. We've never had any community problems, since inception. Yeah, and also managing your finance. Seplat started by making sure that auditing, annual reports, as if they were already listed. We're done. Issue of governance. Seplat has a very strong board, and as the company grew, and to get to listing, they even expanded the board. If you compare the Seplat board to even some of the major IOCs, you find that Seplat has a stronger board. Yeah, and so in a nutshell, Seplat started about 3 years ago, determined to be an institution that would be a major player in the economy, determined to be transparent, determined to demonstrate financial prudence, determined to make sure that all the technical requirements of managing an oil and gas business were properly done. And because of that, they were able to demonstrate to the stock exchange and to the public that they are a fit company to invest in.
Could you also give us a brief overview as to your journey from where you started off and where you are now, and a comment also on the a question regarding the oil price?
Thank you very much. Just in tow with what my colleague Basin just said, the story of Niger-Delta is a little bit different, but in many ways similar, and in some ways even much stronger. We started off as a truly Nigerian company with Nigerian asset base, and our primary intent was to build a truly independent company that would do many things that could really qualify to be classed by way of international standards. So we built a company where the shareholding structure was very wide. We have today about 850 to 1,000 shareholders. These are teachers, bankers, widows, and what have you. But I wouldn't say a lot of old people. I have more lawyers and medical doctors on the shareholders list than I have geologists or petroleum engineers. And that cuts across the country, from Maiduguri to Sokoto to Port Harcourt and Kano and Abeokuta. So in terms of shareholder structure, we are very, very broad. Now, the problem we have now is, having seen what Seplat has achieved, one major bridge we have to cross is, how do we preserve our Nigerian facade? How do we maintain our Nigerian shareholding base? And how do we relate to these people who have what I call very fastidious relationship with the company? They have a very strong paternal attachment to the company. Now, the next question is, we have to do things. We have to acquire assets, and we have to grow the company. We need more money. And we're not going to depend on these widows and high school teachers, ownership, shareholding base. So we've got to step up and get some very, very serious investors who will come into the company.